ਮਾਈਕਲ ਡਿਓਂਗ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾਂ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਰੀ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਔਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੇ ਵੀ ਹੋਵੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਬਾ ਸਮਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਕੈਰੀਅਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੰਬਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਕਈ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੈਬਨਿਟ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਅਟਾਰਨੀ ਜਨਰਲ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਵਕੀਲ ਨੇ ਫੋਰੈਸਟ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਸੋ ਹੁਣ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਫੈਸਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਬੇਸ਼ੱਕ ਉਹ BC ਦੀ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਸਨ BC ਦੀ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਵੀ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਵੀ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵਿਚਾਰਧਾਰਾ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੀ ਵੈਂਕੂਵਰ ਸਾਊਥ ਤੋਂ ਨੋਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੜਨੀ ਚਾਹੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਐਪਲੀਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਫਾਈਲ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਡਿਸਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਖੜੀ ਹੈ Mr. De Jong, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Sat Sri Akal, Harjinder. Great to be on Red FM.
Thank you very much. I understand you were fighting the nomination from Vancouver South. What really happened?
The nomination actually in Abbotsford Langley South, Harjinder.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you. A year and a half ago, the Conservative Party invited me to contest a nomination, become part of the team. We worked for over a year. So many great volunteers who worked their heart out, recruited thousands of members to the party. And 3 days before the vote, I got a 3-line letter saying, application denied, thanks for your interest. And then a cryptic reference to the fact that, according to some guy in Ottawa, I'm not qualified to be an MP.
Wow. So, did you question their judgment? I understand you appealed that decision.
Yeah, we filed the appeal right away. I understand they met for about 10 minutes, and I got a 1-line letter saying appeal denied.
So you have not been given a reason?
Well, except for the guy on the phone who said you must not be qualified. No reason whatsoever. So I don't know what went on. I don't know what the issue was. If the Conservative Party didn't want me, they could have told us a year ago, and we would have saved a lot of people a lot of trouble. I have I thought it was a good alignment, Harjinder. I agree with most of the policies and principles of the Conservative Party, things like fiscal responsibility and balanced budgets. But I also think there's another principle that's important, and that's letting local people select the candidates that are going to represent them.
We all know about your ideology, but at the same time, Mr. De Jong, you are not the first person. You are not the only person that has happened to you. There are many more here. I've been approached by almost, you're the 6th person. That same process has happened. And I have asked the leader in one of the interviews, but there was no satisfactory answer when I asked that you should improve your nomination system. We have the recording for that. But I want to ask you now, what are your plans? Because you are a household name. You were an asset for the Conservative Party. Some reason you're not allowed to run now. Are you going to go independent?
I won't kid you. There's a lot of people, and I mean a lot. I've never had this in over 30 years of representing people in Abbotsford and Langley. I've never had this kind of response. So it's something to think about. I am thinking about it. Hasn't been any decisions made. It's obviously a major step. And look, let's not kid ourselves. It's a long shot. Independents are very rarely are elected. Chuck Cadman in Surrey years ago, 20 years ago. But I have to tell you, the expression of support from Conservatives and from other people in the community has been overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do with that support? Are you going to just let them disappoint? Because they trust in you, Mr. De Jong. You have served the community for, most of your productive life.
I take that support and what you've just said very seriously, and it's very gratifying. at the same time, there's a disappointment that flows from having worked on something for a year. And I look into, Harjinder, I'll tell you what the hardest part is, if I can, for a moment. You look into the eye of a young 17-year-old who has been working for the whole year. It's his or her first political experience, and they say to you, "Is this what democracy is about?"
Yeah.
That some person in Ottawa can simply say, we don't want you 3 days before the vote after all this work. And that troubles me, because I don't want people to give up on democracy. If we need democracy, we got a crazy man in the U.S. as president who's attacking our country. Now more than ever, Canadians need to believe in our democracy, and I think a lot of people feel that way, and that too is something I'm thinking about.
Well, some of them, people who are frustrated with this process, told me that they were told, after they were insisting to know the reason, that your application was incomplete. If the application was incomplete, let's say there was something missing in the application or in the qualification, weren't you supposed to be telling at the time of the submission of the application?
You would think so. In my case, the application went in almost a year ago, and no one has suggested that is the issue. Look, I think there was some kind of a backroom deal going on here, Harjinder, and I don't know what it was. I don't know why that happened, but there you go. And it's disappointing, because I think the Conservative Party would like to be regarded as a grassroots organization. And there's one other thing I guess I should tell you. The local riding association actually interviews all of the candidates, and they interviewed me, they interviewed all of the other prospective candidates. They unanimously recommended to the people in Ottawa that I be qualified as a candidate, that I be approved as a candidate. Mm-hmm. The fellow that ultimately won on Saturday, they unanimously recommended that he not be approved. Mm-hmm. And someone in Ottawa overruled them. Now, I guess the question for the Conservative Party is, why did they do that?
Oh, so what are you going to do now? Like, there is another process. If the appeal is denied, then that's it, or there's a third option within the party?
No, that's the Conservative Party has made it clear, Harjinder, that they are not interested in any contribution I can make. I can tell you there are thousands of Conservatives here in Abbotsford and South Langley that are very upset by that. But that's it. The Conservative Party, whoever these mysterious people are in Ottawa, have made their ruling, and they expect people here in Abbotsford and Langley to abide by it. I can't understand why they think it's appropriate to have someone in Ottawa telling people in Abbotsford and Langley who their candidates should be. I just don't understand that.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us about this, but we'll keep on watching. Let's see what happens. There are other few constituencies where I think nomination has not been closed yet.
Well, they're going to have to hurry because the election's coming next week.
That's true. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Oh, always a pleasure. Sat Sri Akal.
So you are ruling out to go independent?
Oh, I haven't ruled anything in and I haven't ruled anything out, Harjinder. Who knows? We may be speaking again next week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye now.
Bye. ਮਾਈਕਲ ਡਿਓਂਗ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸਨ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਬਕਾ BC ਦੇ ਕੈਬਨਿਟ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ। ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਬੜੇ ਗੂੜੇ ਤਾਲੁਕਾਤ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ। ਮੇਰਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਹੈ 20-25 ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਯਾਦ ਨੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਏ ਹਨ। ਕਾਫੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਰਾਨੀ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ। ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਰ ਗੱਲ ਆ, ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਤ ਜਾਣਾ ਹਾਰ ਜਾਣਾ, ਦੈਟਸ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਸਟੋਰੀ, ਉਹ ਫੇਅਰ ਆ। ਪਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਨਾ ਦੇਣੀ, ਇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਰਸਟ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਕਈ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਰਚੁਨਿਟੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲੀ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਵੀ ਘੱਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਲਿਬਰਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਸੋ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਫ ਦਾ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਚੰਗੇ ਭਲੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੜੀ ਮੈਂਬਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਭਰਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਡੈਡੀਕੇਟਡ ਰਹੇ ਕਈ ਸਾਲ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਂਭੇ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਕੁਝ ਗੁਮਾਸ਼ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਭੇਜ ਦੇਣੇ ਤੇ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਿ ਬੱਸ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਪਾਸੇ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਬੱਸ ਤੇਰੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਦੀ ਲੰਘ ਜਾਏਗੀ। ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਨ ਭਾਉਂਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਵਾਂ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲੀਕਾਪਟਰ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਪੈਰਾਸ਼ੂਟ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਉਤਾਰ ਦੇਣਾ ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਟਿਕਟ ਦੇ ਦੇਣੀ। ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਘਟਨਾਵਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਸੋ ਡੈਮੋਕ੍ਰੇਸੀ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੰਡਾਮੈਂਟਲ ਬੇਸਿਕ ਮੁੱਢ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਿਅਕਤੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦਾ ਰਾਈਡਿੰਗ ਐਸੋਸੀਏਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ, ਗ੍ਰਾਸ ਰੂਟਸ ਤੋਂ, ਜੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਦਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਇਹ ਉੱਚੀਆਂ ਗਲਿਆਰੇ ਨੇ, ਉੱਚੀਆਂ ਗੈਲਰੀਜ਼ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਪਿਛੋਕੜ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਫਿਰ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਤੇ ਬਾਰ-ਬਾਰ ਫਿਰ ਲੋਕ ਗੌਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਕਿ ਡੈਮੋਕ੍ਰੇਸੀ ਦੀ ਡੁਗਡੁਗੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਮਹੂਰੀਅਤ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਖੂਬਸੂਰਤ ਪਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਰੂਪ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ।